Barcelona 2, Osasuna 0. And my God, that was a boring first half. That first half was so boring, bro. At halftime, I had to get me some coffee just to be able to stay up. We created nothing really in that first half. I thought we scored, but Ferran Torres was offside. Well, actually, Ferran Torres was onside when he scored. It was offsides in the build-up play from Rafinha. And then it was a free kick from Rashford that he got on target, but easy save. Outside of that, that was really it in that first half. Osasuna did not come here to try to play expansive football. They did not come here to try to get all 3 points in my eyes. They came here looking for a 0-0, get out of here with a point. That's like when you playing a 5-4-1, you not coming here to win, bro. It's haram ball and sit back and just hope that you get the necessary points. And it, for about over 60 minutes, it was working. And it was becoming extremely frustrating to watch. It was either boring at first, then it was starting to get frustrating because I really wasn't sure how were we going to break them down. Because Ferran Torres isolated in the middle against 3 center backs was never going to be our way of getting our first goal. But credit to the players for just finding something out of nothing. This easily could have been a game where you assume the 3 points is in the bag, and then you get out there and you see how it's going. It's not really going your way. And then you come out of here with 2 points drop. And then we look back at the end of the season and we point to that kind of match. Like, see, when La Liga slips out of your hands, you look at these type of games. But fortunate for us as Barcelona fans, we don't have to worry about that. We found our goals in the second half. Rafinha was not having a good game at all before them goals. And the fact that he come out of here with a brace is crazy. Only Rafinha can do something like that. Because he was not having an impactful first half at all down the Any player down the middle, him and Ferran Torres, no impact whatsoever down the middle. But credit to the team for sticking it through. Shout out to Rafinha for able to get his brace in that second half. Thankful for Pedri being the controller that he is, and that he was able to find Rafinha, who ultimately unlocked their defense to get us the goal. And from there, we didn't really look back. So 3 points is 3 points. Wasn't the most beautiful football you're ever going to watch, but we moved. 7 points clear Real Madrid, and we put the pressure on them, and that's all you can ask for. But getting into the starting 11 and individual player performances, he went with the starting lineup I expected him to go with. I can't lie for this one. He had Garcia in goal, Balde, Gerard Martin, Kubarsi, Koundé as the back four. He had Pedri and Eric Garcia in the midfield, Rashford, Rafinha, Lamine Yamal, and then Ferran Torres up front. And off the bat in that first half, there's really no standout performers, at least for our players going forward. In that first half, man, it was a lot of sideways passing. It was a lot of Kubarsi would get on the ball. He would play it to Gerard Martin. Gerard Martin would then play it to Balde. Balde would then play it to Rashford. If he don't take his man on or play the overlapping ball to Balde, he's going to cut in to Pedri. If Pedri receives the ball, he's either going to play it to Eric Garcia or he's going to switch it out to Lamine Yamal, to where now he has two defenders. And if Koundé is not overlapping, he's going to cut in and try to find Ferran doing something. If not, he's going to play it back either to the middle to Rafinha or play it back in the middle to Pedri and just rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. And I'm just like, look at their formation, bro. A 5-4-1. If you go look at their last 3 or 4 games, they didn't even attempt some shit like this. And I get it. You're going to Barcelona if you're Osasuna, league leaders, a team who scores a lot of goals. You were never going to come here and beat us 4-3, 3-2. It was never going to happen. The only way that we're getting a result is if they come out and play like this. And for the first 60 odd minutes, it seemed like the plan that they drew up was actually going to work. But like I said, we stuck to it. And what kills me sometimes when I watch Barcelona, it's a lot of safe possession, sideways passing until we either go behind or we go into have Hansi Flick choose them out, and then we come out with a bit of urgency. But before either of those two happen, we're playing casual. Yeah, we will win the ball back aggressively in the first 30 minutes of the first half, first 35, 40 minutes. We'll win the ball back. But then when we get the ball, we're not actually running towards goal. Again, if it's tied. Now, if we're losing, then we all know, okay, players is making run. We a little bit quicker on the ball. Passes is more quick, more insights. Like, okay, we see it when we are losing. But when it's 0-0 and the team we're playing against is not really causing a threat. The only two players for Osasuna, before I even get more into Barcelona, I want to give them shout outs. The only two threats Osasuna had was, first, it was Budimir. Budimir had 3 chances on goal, I wouldn't say in the first half an hour. If it was anybody else, better finishing, would have been losing. Outside of Budimir, the other player who was causing us hell, and I'm surprised he only has a 6.2 as a rating on football, but it was Victor Munoz. And y'all remember him from Real Madrid last year. To me, those were their only 2 threats. And I'm very surprised not only did Victor Munoz got subbed off, but he also subbed off Budimir as well. And I felt that those 2 players in particular were their only threats outside of this 5-4-1 formation. It seemed to be that Munoz, it was a couple times he would run past Pedri and then sprint past Balde, who's one of our faster. He is our fastest defender. Ain't no probably, he is. And he left him in the dust a few times. And I kept saying, man, there's going to be a time he's going to catch us lacking, and he's going to be the reason why we go behind. And maybe that would be what we need to actually wake up. But luckily for us, it didn't happen, and Osasuna ended up subbing him off. I don't understand it, but after the 65th minute, when he subbed off Budimir and Munoz, here come our goals. And I'm not saying they was making a great defensive effort, but we knew your biggest threats were subbed off. And what happened on the first goal? Rafinha, great finish at the end of it. But what happened prior to? What I was just complaining about in that first half, a lot of sideways passing, connect for football with just pass, width, pass, width. On our first goal, when Pedri got on the ball, look how everybody sprinted towards goal. Ferran Torres were sprinting, making the defense drop back. Rafinha sprinting into the space that was created because of Ferran Torres running into space. You got Lamine Yamal on the right, sprinting into the space. He plays it into Rafinha. Rafinha don't need much on it. I mean, he don't need a lot of time on it. Takes a touch towards the middle, fires it back to the right. 1-0 Barcelona. We weren't doing that at all in the first half. We tried a few long passes to Rashford. We tried a few long shots that were not going in that first half. That just wasn't working. We let that low block formation kind of fuck with how we play. But in that second half, you can tell Hansi Flick is saying, guys, if we get a turnover, if we catch them out, run towards goal. And that's exactly what happened with the first goal. With the second goal, Lamine Yamal, a lot of times he has ignored Koundé making that run, but he was making an underlapping run on this right-hand side. He plays it to Koundé. Koundé plays it into the box. Their defender, I thought it was a deflection, but they're saying that it was deliberate on his end, and because of that, that left Rafinha onside, and he was there, back post, nobody around him, and that's an easy finish at that point. And from there, you can do all the sideways passing and seeing the game out. I don't care, because at that point, we got the lead. We're playing against a team that took up their most 2 dangerous threats, and they're playing in a 5-4-1 formation. You can't go and sit in that all game, and then when you're losing, expect them to come out and actually be an actual threat going forward. So once we got that first goal, I felt good. That second goal, I knew at that point it was automatically over. So the players that I want to give a shout out to, I mean, look, Gerard Martin, man, another great game for him. I mean, completed the most passes with 93. It was a few moments he was one-on-one. He was able to snuff out the danger. He got some clutch interceptions. I mean, Gerard Martin has really been growing in this left center back position. This is now another game that where he has started as center back in La Liga. We went out there and got 3 points. I don't think it's coincidental. Ever since he moved Gerard Martin at left center back, he moved Eric Garcia up in the midfield to play as the 6. That has allowed us to be a bit better defensively, more assured defensively, to where we can now go forward and express ourselves. Prior to, we still was trying to find what we're going to do in this midfield and who is going to partner Kubarsi. Well, I think we got the answer for that now. We got Eric Garcia, who's the anchor, who, looking at Eric Garcia's performance, now look, it's talking about he lost the most duels, which shows 8. But looking at Eric Garcia's performance, it was a few times where he was able to retrieve the ball. He was able to snuff out the danger. These are things that prior to, if it was just Frankie de Jong and Pedri in the midfield, Pedri can't get a few ball recoveries. But the issue is Frankie de Jong is now having the burden of trying to be what Eric Garcia is at the 6. Now, going forward, I would prefer Frankie de Jong under possession going forward, but the team may not need that at this moment. We look more balanced and we look more solid defensively when we have Eric Garcia at the 6 and Kubarsi at left center back. So I want to shout out both of them. Pedri, I mean, I run out of things to say about Pedri, bro. I mean, he was the orchestration behind the first goal that we scored, passing it into Rafinha, getting him his assist. But even without the assist, it's just time and time again he gets us out of trouble in possession. It's time and time again he's making the right decision. I mean, it's just he don't make mistakes. He's the most consistent player we have in this team, in my opinion. And I don't know where we'd be without Pedri. But game in and game out, you just know if anything is going to happen in that midfield that's going to help unlock any defense, is going to come through Pedri. So shout out to Pedri as well. And like I said, man, shout out to Gerard Martin and Eric Garcia. I thought Lamine Yamal wasn't his best game, but Lamine Yamal is always going to try to create something through the dribble. And in that first half, when it was a lot of the sideways passing, it would either fall to Lamine Yamal out wide or it would go to Rashford. And it was on them wide players to try to create something. And though they didn't get anything created in that first half, I still thought Lamine Yamal, I think he had 2 clear opportunities created in the first half, several dribbles completed. His standard has been set so high that if he don't get a goal and assist, it feels like, damn, he didn't have a good game. Bro still registered an 8.2 without getting a goal or assist. And we all will look back and think like, oh, that wasn't his best game. But he was still that impactful. In regards to Ferran Torres, a lot of people is going to beat up Ferran Torres. He only had 16 touches, the fewest of any outfield player in 90 minutes. But all I'm going to say is this, bro. When a team lines up in a 5-4-1 and your team is not trying to do anything to break down the defense down the middle, everything is being created on the outside, then what do you expect Ferran to do? Before Rafinha got his 2 goals, he had a low match rating as well because he's in the middle getting really no service. It's to the point Rafinha has to drift out to get a touch. But Ferran Torres, he can't do that. He's the center forward. You're supposed to occupy the center backs. But when they're playing with 5 in the back, you have 3 center backs guarding Ferdon. That's why my suggestion going into the second half was maybe we move Rashford at left striker, put Ferdinand Torres at right striker, and then we have Rafinha out left, Lamine Yamal out right, and when we push up Pedri and Eric Garcia. Just because I felt 3-on-1, if you leave it at that, Ferdinand was never going to get a goal. Now look, he did score a goal. It was waved offsides, but it wasn't due to him being offsides. It was offsides in the build-up play. But outside of that moment there, that happened in the first half, it was good ball played in from Rashford. Outside of that, he really didn't have anything to be involved with. It was a run that he made in the second half that Pedri played a good ball into. He couldn't keep it under control. But I'm not going to beat up Ferdinand Torres for his performance today. Again, when you put one striker in the middle of three center backs, your Cam is not getting anything done either. So he's having to float out here on the right or right center mid. What else do you expect Ferdinand to do? And I felt Hansi was just going to save Lewandowski since we already took the lead and there was no need to really sub Lewandowski on. Now, he could have been a decent target man because we were crossing the ball in a decent amount of times. And again, 1 against 3, Ferdinand, he was never going to win any header played into him. But Hansi felt he didn't need to sub him on, so, whatever. He ultimately ended up subbing on Frenkie de Jong in the 74th minute, Firmino in the 75th. He always subs on Christensen with a few minutes to go. Rooney got some minutes. I'm happy about that. I'm not happy that he ended up playing on the left-hand side. I don't know what that was about. And if he's going to play on the left wing and you're going to sub him on for the 88th minute, it's a slap in his face, in my opinion. You might as well just left him on the bench. But I'm not going to complain and make too much of it. I'm pretty sure he'd rather this than absolutely nothing. So, like I said, man, 3 points is 3 points. It wasn't the most beautiful performance from Barcelona. But when you want to put pressure on Real Madrid, as we now have done that by going up 7, and they have to go to Deportivo Alaves. And the last time Real Madrid lost to Deportivo Alaves was 2018. I looked it up. They had Ceballos, Benzema, and Bale, who was thinking about golfing, as they front three. So, do I see Real Madrid dropping any points at Deportivo Alaves? I don't. But as Barcelona, only thing you want to do is continue to win and put pressure on them. Just because if they know if they drop points, it's really looking ugly from them. It really is. But only time will tell to see what's going to happen in that game. But comment down below what y'all thought of the match. Do y'all agree with me that first half was boring? But, 3 points is 3 points, and that's all that matters. Who was your man in the match? Who had good games, had a bad game? Let me know all that, man. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And like the video. It definitely helps get this out for more viewers to see. I'm on my way to 200 subscribers. I appreciate all the support that I've been getting from y'all. And I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, man. 2 points. I said 2 points. 2-0, 3 points. We move. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one, though, man. Until then, two-tone out. Peace.